So, again, yeah, I'd like to introduce myself. The presenter for today's session will be myself. My name is Ken. I'm actually a sales manager in GoPomelo. And also I do have actually a senior cloud engineer, Wei King. Wei King will be, the two of us will be in this call to share with you the presentation as well as the demonstrations on Twilio Flex and Twilio segment. Yep. So the following is will be the topics that we will be sharing with the audience today, right? So these will be all the 7 key topics that we'll be touching on today's. And I myself, right, I will be actually touching on introductions of the company and also my experience in terms of the contact center, and also the difference, between what is actually a multi-channels versus omni-channels, and how will these two differences could actually help you in terms of evaluating, the correct solution to support your businesses. So following which, right, Wei King, will be touching on, topic 3 on products, Twilio Flex, as well as actually demonstrations on how easy, is Twilio Flex is able to actually implement, and also on Twilio segment, which is actually a customer data platform solutions, which actually help you to synthesize, govern your data into valuable insight, so that you could actually use that, to make better sense and understand your clients better. Follow which, right, I will be actually taking over the presentations from Wei King to share with the audience on 2 customer success story from Twilio, right? Followed by, a survey from from the audience, and also discussions, if you do have any questions with us. So, right, without further ado, I will be actually going on, a quick introductions about GoPomelo, our company. Yep. So in GoPomelo, we are a digital transformation company. And our missions, you can see, right, is actually to drive technology, business, and culture, through cloud solutions. We believe that having the cloud solutions and the right tools could actually help people or even your employees, to better collaborate and also to drive business more efficiently. That's our missions, right? So something about GoPomelo. So we are Google Premier partners, and we were being awarded, as the Google Partners of the Year in year 2020. So we do have presence in 5 countries, and our HQ is actually in Bangkok, followed by Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, as well as Hong Kong. Right. We do have a pretty large pool of actually technical expertise, in which is based in this region. We have about 60 over certified Google specialists, right, and more than 1,500 active customer install base, and we are actually growing almost every year, right? So the following are a diverse group of our customer in the different verticals, which we are pretty much focused in, especially in the financial services. Our financial services such as an AIA and Hong Leong Bank, or key client, as well as some commercial banks. And in logistics, you know that one of those key clients that we do have are Grabs and OEN Lines. OEN Lines is actually a liners company, which is based on shipping and logistics, as well as actually in manufacturing and supply chain, such as Thai Oil and also the Siam Cement Group, NCP. And more importantly, Google is our client as well as Agoda. So you can see that we have pretty diverse group of clients, and we will be very excited, to share with you some story that we have, and also some of these proven service methodology, and we would like to actually bring you on board as well, right? Right. So the following verticals are some of our 6 cloud transformation workload. I would like to actually go briefly, to each one of them. First of all, is actually the digital employee experience on the left, right? So this is actually be able to actually do it through building people efficiently with tools such as Google Workspace as well as Facebook by Meta. And second one is actually communication and AI, which actually is used by building AI chatbot and also automations. These actually help you to increase your communication ability through the help of a digital assistants via different omni-channels, which is very relevant, for today's topic that we're going to talk about. And this actually could be enhanced through your customer data platforms, through data engineering to provide, artificial, or enhance customer experiences to build, to foster brands and also build customer loyalty. Third one is actually advanced data analytics and also machine learning tools such as Google BigQuery, which actually help you to actually guide, to actually help your business to understand your customer better. And fourth is actually app modernizations by changing legacy applications, to modern apps by integration with the different disparate systems, in your organizations. This is also one of those key topics that which is related, to what we are talking about today. And of course, GCP managed services, which we support on Google Cloud Platform. And lastly is having all this been said, of course, more importantly is actually location intelligence to understand, through Google Maps or where your clients are, and what they're actually doing. So the following 6 key transformation workload will overlay each other, and also this will be one of those key success factors, when you are actually evaluating solutions, to support your business. Right. So to come back to today's topics on contact center experience. So before before I go through what is for today's topics, I would like you to really give some times on how was your last contact center experience that you could have, maybe perhaps with your utilities companies, travel agency, or perhaps through some maybe your mobile service provider. Yeah. What I think about this. So I mean, before that, perhaps I could actually share with you, something which I have experienced in the past. Right, it was actually quite a recent one, couple of 2 months ago. Yeah. So what happened was that, right, my family was actually, we were on a hiking trip, overseas, and due to our itinerary delay and also the road traffic conditions, we decided not to actually head back home, which is about a 2-hour driving journey. So we went to a travel agency booking website to actually book a hotel. And however, I was the one who do the booking, and I didn't actually receive any confirmations and via email, which is actually quite rare nowadays. So I, in fact, make a phone call, to the agency, and to my surprise, I was being asked to actually wait on the call through the IVR system, for some time before finally the call center agent, right? Found out my booking status, by the website, and he eventually sent me, the booking number, via SMS, and also the email while I'm still staying on the line. That was quite a long wait. So when we finished when my family member finished our trip, we went home late and we went to actually the hotel to do a check-in at night. So while we are actually at the front desk, wanted to check into the hotel, we were being informed by the front desk manager that the hotel was occupied, fully since in the afternoon. And there was a line of actually traveler, was waiting at the waiting area, who has actually made the reservation through the same travel agency. We were actually very upset and also pretty angry, right? And but then we really have no choice because we do not have a place to stay. So we have to actually drive home, for the 2 hours back home, late at night. So it was quite a very bad experience, that I will say that, and that's why I thought of actually sharing with the audience that my experience on the contact center experience. Yeah, right. So thank you for actually hearing me out. Yeah. So now I would like to actually to talk to you. What will be the difference? On a traditional call center, versus perhaps a cloud or a contact center. The differences. A traditional call center, right, offers the customer support purely on voice and perhaps email and maybe a website booking. They are pretty silo in a way that there's actually no insight. I mean, the call agent or even the call or the center manager won't have a call, no insight, and also most of the staff are actually work on site. And based on that, right, in terms of actually how to sustain the business, is actually more costly, to have a business continuity plan, which is called BCP, as most of those costs are actually on site. Whereas contact center will encompass of all different type of communication, such as voice, message, as well as video. And it will be better, if that the contact centers are on cloud, where you are able to actually make use of more scalability applications, tools, to scale better in order to support your group of customers locally as well as overseas, right? Right. So in order to do that, most businesses or most, I would say that businesses, they will wanted, to understand, how to you actually engage your customer better. When this slide actually talk about, it's more about showing you what is customer communication and customer engagement. So customer communications basically is actually how customer, you're being communicated with customers using different type of communication channels and strategies such as email, phone calls. Yeah. Whereas customer engagement are basically the company, helps to create a relationship with the customer, base, to foster brand loyalty, as well as actually program awareness or program awareness. This can be probably achieved via marketing campaigns, as well as new contents on social medias, put it on a website and via outreach, or even a personalized call, from an account manager, who are actually servicing your key clients. So the difference between these two is that, right, it's a form of communication under customer communication, but customer engagements, you'll be actually on cloud contact center, you'll be wanted to actually gain more insight, of your clients through the use of technology. For example, it will be something like how an application programming interface, in short, API, are tools, to actually help to interface with the different business systems, so that your call center agents, will have the relevant informations, to really engage the customer better. And they could actually use different forms of means such as voice, messaging, and video, in a single user interface at a glance, so that they were able to know your client better. So in my experience just now, right, I believe that is purely more towards silo. That's the reason why I the web I think the website agents don't even know, that I have to make a booking through their website. So customer engagement probably will be actually the way to go, moving forwards, as compared to having just a single channel for communications. So this is something, tips to share with you early on. And moving on, what will be the advantage of a cloud-based contact center, versus a traditional one. I mean, there will be total of actually 9 of them. I will actually go through briefly on this. First is actually improving customer experiences through a much more data-driven approach, with the use of flexibility and customizations, and also different omni-channels, such as the different channels, the email, website, phone call, WhatsApp, and also different communication apps, to improve the experience. So this could be actually achieved, with the help of an API, where you are able to actually get insight, of the particular customer that actually requested, for services from you. Secondly, you will be able to scale your contact center more elastically. What does it mean? It means that, right, as your business expanded or shift, your business, especially in your contact center, right, shouldn't be actually constrained by the type of hardware they're using, or even your licenses that you are using. Why? Because the API is like a building blocks where you can actually add in more new channels in the means of actually expanding, so that you can control your customer experiences and the type of channel you wanted to actually push your personalized messages, in with your clients, right? So thirdly is that by iterating frequently, example is that, right, to gather customer feedback and looking at the dashboard of your matrix, you can continue to evolve your customer needs, by by replacing complex legacy systems. So and also the time that you will be meeting your third-party contractors, to help you to put in change requests or even service requests, right? Instead, by having an off-the-shelf API to really build that connectors, to different systems, so that you could use it to track your customers' matrix better, right? And fourth is that, right, while your business is actually expanding and globally to different countries, cloud call center, right, will actually help you, provide more local numbers and outreach through reliable carrier connectivity, so that you can just focus on your business instead of actually worrying about how do you actually have that local presence, through different carriers. And this also means that, right, you could also lower down the cost of your business, over time as you expand, which is actually very important, for a business which is growing globally. Right. Fifth is that cloud-based contact center, right, can actually get your requirements from more than 10,000 customers to increase your reliabilities. For example, if you really require a high availability as service level agreement, you wanted to consider as a cloud-based contact center will have different data centers, in the different country, which is able to actually help you to exceed, 99.9% of your uptime, which means that, right, you have less downtime and you have less worry about the cost, of downtime and also inability to service your clients. Lastly, number six is that you are able to control your costs because API is compared to a traditional contact center, which is actually using different monolithic legacy systems. API is actually is the cost is actually lower compared to all the different monolithic systems, right? And also number seven is that right, because cloud-based contact center, right, will actually include intelligent routings to actually manage the type of calls and the type of customer that is connecting to your support line. So with having the intelligent routings, right, will actually help you, to connect the most qualified agent available. This is actually done through intelligent route agency services. So your call centers will be able to prioritize, which are the calls and for which kind of skills, the agents are actually good at. So having this also means that, right, your call center agents will be able to use their ability, at the right place at the right time and for the right customers. Yeah. And number eight is that call center able to access call tracking analytics. So this means that, right, you will be able to gather critical information about your clients, and from there you're able to know them better, at anytime, anywhere, meaning that your agent, who are actually working from home base, right, will be able to actually access the informations of the customers who have been with the company for a long time, right? So the last one, which is number 9, that for your contact center supporting engineer, right? You will be able to control your roadmap of your development or contact center because you are able to actually build, the customer experiences and the capability that you want through a cloud-based contact center. And from there, right, you will not be locked, by third-party vendors, who are supplying with the hardware or even software licenses that will be actually a hindrance or challenges for you, because you could actually deploy APIs right away and in any kind of web development languages that you wanted to actually put in your contact center roadmap. Yeah. So after saying all the various 9 advantages of having cloud contact center, I would like to actually go down deeper on the product which I'm actually talking to is actually called Twilio Flex. It's actually a cloud contact center solution that allows you to deliver positive customer experience across channels from a single powerful platform, right? So, so what's the difference between omni-channel and how is it different from multi-channel? Yeah, I'll actually share with you a little bit more, right? So in a multi-channel multi-channels communications is that basically businesses have different multiple channels to engage customers, such as email, phone calls, website, perhaps on social media, and other way. Yeah, and most of the companies, in the markets, right, are in multi-channel. You see that they are actually in multi-channel. However, most of them, they will claim that it is actually omni-channel because they do have different channels, to communicate with you. The key difference is that, right, omni-channels the difference is that omni-channel actually integrate those different channels which actually exist in a multi-channel, such as email, phone call, SMS, social media, or even WhatsApp, and all the different communication platform together through very seamless API systems. So and this API system will be able to link up all these informations about the customer, who are communicating with each channel, right, into a single user interface, without any long contexture. So having these key contexts, right, will actually help you, right, all your call center agents, right, to actually engage your customer better. That's the reason why, in the very beginning of the first few slides, when I talk about customer communications, it's not customer engagement, because customer engagement, right, will of course be the strategy moving forward and supported by omni-channels in a way. Yeah, and that's why omni-channel, will be the key ways, to actually communicate or engage your customers better. Right. So, yeah. So, thank you for actually, having me to share with you, on the key differences on the businesses and that you need to focus on. So, on, customer communication, customer engagement, as well as multi-channel and omni-channels. So you can know that, right, omni-channels works very well with customer engagements. So the only way to actually do that, right, is actually through omni-channel. And how can Twilio Flex actually help you on this part, right? I will actually let Wei King, who has been waiting anxiously, in this call, right, to share with you for this one. Wei King, please take over the call. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Ken, for sharing. Good morning, everyone. My name is Wei King. I'm the cloud engineer from GoPomelo. Today, I would like to share with you the cloud context solution from Twilio. Give a second to present. All right, so let's start to introduce you what actually is Twilio. Twilio is a cloud engagement platform whereby it allows you actually to communicate with, engage your customer effectively. So in the past, or traditionally, like let's say in Malaysia, we have telco from as a DG Malaysia, Maxis. In Singapore, we have StarHubs, Singtel. Traditionally, when the business would like actually to engage a customer, let's say you want to apply for a telephone line, you want to send an SMS via this telco, there's a different protocols, SOP process, lead times, then how actually you can tap on all these telco service actually to engage your customers. Right. What actually Twilio makes actually is different is they actually encapsulate all this hassle and complexity via their super networks. and encapsulate with a set of API for you to actually build your solutions to engage a customer effectively. What does it mean to you? I mean, as a business, be it you have a business in Singapore or Malaysia or both, right? So you don't need to worry actually to liaise with the different telco and then work through all the hassle of that kind of formalities. Instead, actually, you can be as easy actually to purchase a number from Twilio directly, and then you can start to building engagement experience with the customers. So because actually what Twilio does actually provide a set of standard API that you can actually tap onto their super network to actually make communications possible without the need to worry about whether you are talking to Singtel or whether you're talking to Digi Malaysia, right? So this example illustrates, it's just a quick illustration how easy actually you can make a call using the different tools or actually API provided by Twilio. On the top left corner, you have this, I mean, it's a bit technical, but it's actually as simple as a 3 lines commands actually to deal a number, make outgoing call by using a number there. On the bottom left, you have actually a programming that can embed it into your website to make a call to the clients, right? So they also provide some for those not so tech savvy users whereby they have a visual builder called Studio Flow, whereby there's a plug and play. Wizards actually can drag and drop it to the builder actually to facilitate to make a call. Later, I actually do some short example of actually how the visual video works. So the idea actually to illustrate how simplicity actually with this with using the Twilio Super Network. So now next, let's talk about the contact solutions provided by Twilio, which is known as Flex. So Twilio Flex actually is a product of so-called solutions working on the Twilio Super Network that we introduced earlier. They allow you to build your customized your contact solutions to expand your business as you grow, right? So they provide a lot of other good features such as intelligent routing, customized single customizable user interface, and the various reportings that allow you to engage your customer via various channels. Just now, my colleagues actually mentions about Omni-Channel, right? It means you have WhatsApp, you have SMS, you have voice call, you have email, so on and so forth, even a web chat visit. So all these can be integrated within the same single user interface. So in addition to allow you to actually to communicate with and get a customer via various Omni-Channel, they allow you actually to integrate with your existing CRM, be it you're using Salesforce or some other third-party CRM, or even you build your own CRMs. You can actually embed it within the same user interface that your customer service officer or your service agents that they use actually to engage your customer via various channels. So what actually Flex make difference from the rest of the product in the market or the competitors? So on one hand, in the market, you have those package solutions, or we call it commercial off the shelf products, right? Your cost product that actually come packaged with a standard feature whereby you can't really customize it. You have to use it as it is. It means that in order to actually, you can't really tailor me according to your own your business needs. Instead, actually, you need to make change your business workflow in order to meet whatever features offered in this kind of package solutions. On the other hand, in the market, they have some provider who will provide you the raw sets of API for your programmer actually to do programming. And that actually take a long way or actually a huge effort to build out the solutions. So Twilio Flex is the best combination of both. On one hand, they do provide you a set of raw API that as I illustrated earlier. On the other hand, they also provide some a set of tools, common tools that actually make your development efforts much faster and efficient. So these diagrams illustrate a holistic views of the architectures, the platforms of what Twilio Flex is offering. As seen on the bottom of the diagrams, you have various channels that can fit in to the Twilio Flex. And on the blue color box, there's just various different features like intelligent routings, reportings that you can offer, that's being offered as part of the Twilio Flex solutions. And that's where on top, you actually can reach out to the third-party system integration like CRM for end-to-end solutions. So you may actually wonder why is the needs actually having Omni-Channel. Let's recall about what happens in the markets nowadays with respect to the customers, or so-called the public audience expectations. Nowadays, the audience may actually also call your customer may engage you via various channels. They may not only restrict to the past, but in my parents' era, they just make a phone call, or even slightly those slightly younger that actually reach you via the emails, right? Nowadays, they have a lot of social media platforms that they can use Facebook Messenger, they can use Instagrams, they can use WhatsApp, WeChat. all these different channels actually to contact. So in order to actually to fulfill your customer needs, business actually expanded the channel in order to outreach to their clients. But this actually means a lot more headaches and actually workloads to the customer service officer who handle the customer inquiry. Imagine today you're a customer first. At 10 a.m., they come in using WhatsApp. 10:15, they come in via email. Then in between, they switch over to SMS. And then you'll even enter CRM. What does that mean to the work of your customer service agents? That means that she or he actually need to actually keep toggling between different tools. And he or she may actually even miss out even some of the message, because when you keep toggling between different user interface, it makes the whole process very complicated and very complicated and confusing, right? So that actually, well, on one hand, we like actually to achieve the personalized service to engage the customer more effectively. On the other hand, it also means it's more headache actually given to the business. So this diagram actually illustrates how customer can contact you nowadays, right? You have an inbound contacts or so-called conversations via different channels, SMS, WhatsApp, Facebook, Telegram, so on and so forth, right? So when it imagines the workloads, it can be to a customer services when keep toggling between different interfaces. So what actually Flex provide is, as you see in the diagrams, right? On the left of the screens, you have different tasks or so-called incoming conversation or requests from the customer. It can be, on the top of the list, it is the voice call, followed by SMS, WhatsApp messengers, WeChat, so on and so forth. And then your customer service officer can still receive the same user interface and multitask to actually handle requests from different user requests, be it via is an SMS or via actually is a WhatsApp. It doesn't really matter. Your agent actually do not need to toggle the screen. You can stay within the same user interface. On the right half of the screen, you can see this Jessica, right? Actually, that's actually how we illustrate. They can integrate into your existing CRM. That means that, for example, now you have a customers identify and they contact you via the SMS or actually WhatsApp, and the identity is identified, and you can straight away program the user interface to tap into your CRM and pull out the customer records to assist your agent to answering the customer inquiry easily without actually leaving the window or actually log into another windows. Open another windows and then log in using another connection to a CRM. So it saves your customer services all the hassle. Everything can be settled within the same windows. The next is illustrations of a typical e-commerce customer service officer for serving an e-commerce website. So imagine let's say you're shopping on a Taobao, you're shopping on Shopee or Lazada. So you have a client actually send you an inquiry, send you a product link. So if you without affects, what you need to do is actually open your internal system and then key in the product code and retrieve the product information, or even see the stock balance, availabilities, and price, so on and so forth, right? But with Flex, you can also integrate into your existing systems, pull out the record with because when the link was sent, you had the product codes, right? You can actually program it in such a way that automatically retrieve from the internal system for all this relevant information, show on the same screen to assist the customer officer with the job to assist the clients. Imagine how convenient it is actually without leaving the same windows. All right. Next, actually, this is actually a high-level views actually what can be actually we can actually develop for end-to-end solution account contact solutions. On the left-hand side, you can see you can have input from various different channels, and then you go to Twilio platforms. On the right-hand side, you can actually go through Google platform, which is optional, whereby you can actually make the whole experience even more cost-effective and time-saving by using the by building a chatbot using the Dialogflow, which is a product from Google. So how does it work? Means we're having a bot to actually attending to your public customer inquiry for those standard questions. You can save a lot of hassle. Recently, we have one customer who actually from the healthcare industry. They are actually provide telemedicine solutions. We're actually helping them to build something like this kind of solutions to assist them to convert the kind of legacy and very manual works for their customer officers, and using this Dialogflow to work together with Twilio to automate much of the process so that they can cut down on the manpower requirements. And this is something that achievable. So just now I mentioned that, there's one of the features about Flex is actually they have this kind of visual builders, right? In the past, let's say you want to build an IVR, right? Intelligent voice response, like you press 1 for sales, press 2 for support. In the past, probably you need to engage your technician, make an appointment with your technician to come down to program your device on premises and to do the reconfiguration. Every time you have a change, right, you need to actually to make appointments to engineer to come down. So actually that's a way show is how inefficient and troublesome it is. With Studio Flow from Flex, you can make it as easy as build all this IVR within as short as 30 minutes and without actually much technical expertise required, because there's a many wizards ability just need to pull it and put it into and connect it using the lines easily. And anytime if you want to switch options, you can actually go to the visual builder to change it anytime, and you just click the button publish and you take effective. If you can take effect immediately. So the whole process, how simple, just give you a scenario how process. First, I purchase a number from Twilio, after which I open the visual builder, pull in my different options like 1 for support, 2 for sales, 3 for general inquiry, and click the button publish. And then once anybody from the public call the number, and you can route accordingly. And then as what I showed previously, right? Your customer agents, once the customer make a call, your customer agent will receive a task over there. Right, so it's as simple as that. Everything can actually configure as in less than 30 minutes. Later, I actually demonstrate during a demo, I show how can make an incoming call and accept a task from how the customer service officer can accept a voice call request. Let's continue. In addition to the various features I've been shown, right, Twilio Flex also offer various reporting to assist the management to monitor the performance. Right, you can actually monitor how many calls per month, what is average call durations. You can also customize the report and build your KPI dashboard to illustrate what is your SLA achievement so far, how well is your customer service officers teams perform so far. All these Twilio Flex actually provide a set of many different use metrics that actually allow you to build your own dashboard or reports put it this way. Everything can be customizable with a set of a lot of different metrics available in the reports. There's also illustrations of very useful report to show your geolocation of the customer. Let's say your business actually have customer from different countries around the world. So this is actually a useful report to show where the most of the customer coming from. The next report actually shows the list of the composition your customer officer have handled so far within the given periods of time. So let's put the other needs whereby when some scenario arise when there's a dispute and your managers or you elect to investigate what happens during the conversation when your customer officers actually serve the customer. There's a callback, there's a playback features available in the Twilio Flex whereby you can actually retrieve the record and playback the whole conversation for the voice conversations. On the other hand, you were also able to actually playback the whole text conversations message, the exchange between your customer officer and the clients, right, or your customers, to investigate actually what is going on. If there's some investigations going, is required or triggered. Or actually, you can also use it as a mentoring tool to get the new joiners. Let's say you playback, or actually you want to actually your team leader for your customer officer team would like actually to to rate or actually to mentor the new joiner. You can also leave some comments or do some assessments with all these playback features. So that actually, so far we have covered reports, dashboards, KPI dashboard, playbacks. This is all historical data. What if your team leader would like actually to monitor and mentor the agents in real time? So this is also available via the Flex laptop. When you log in as a supervisor, you have a feature actually to show the list of your team member, right? So when there's an ongoing call or conversations or text conversations ongoing with any of your agents within your team, as a leader, you can actually, listens to any call in real time and also view the conversations in real time, how your customer officers actually, liaise with your customers. So this is actually available when you're looking as a supervisor. So far, we have actually covered the features that what is available about in Twilio Flex. Next, I'll show a quick demo and how you can actually able to serve customer from when they contact you from various channels, be it from the voice call or actually via SMS or WhatsApp. So give me a second to show. So we are actually Flex provide a single sign-on feature. What does it mean is like, let's say, for example, you're using Gmail business, or now we call it Google Workspace, right? If a customer using this one, or your customer, currently your company using Office 365. So you can actually configure the system in such a way that you're using the same email login that your company is using now to log into the Flex laptop without the need actually to remember a second credentials. So this is what single sign-on means. So now I will sign in as a customer service officer. So let me send a message. Give me a second. First, I will actually try to send a line message. Let me switch on to the online. Yeah, you can see there's a line message coming in, right? So before answering, let me send the next one. Using, let me see. Yeah, probably using Facebook. Yeah, coming in, right? So the next one, I will show that I will send in Twilio using WhatsApp. All right, so now you have actually, you can see on the screen, right? First, we have actually incoming request via WhatsApp. So I will accept the task. I also have concurrently, I can also multitask, so have an incoming message from Line and Messenger accordingly. So let me exchange the WhatsApp testing first. So let me exchange a few more. This, you see, you can actually exchange the message easy, right? So once I actually handle the first customer, so let's say I'm waiting for the customer, let's say, I'm waiting for customers to actually provide time to give customers to provide the invoice number. I can multitask actually to handle another inquiry and accept another task from messengers, right? So you can see, even though I'm actually on another channel, I'm not lose if, and let's say suddenly, the customer come back, the WhatsApp, remember the WhatsApp customer come back with the number. Yeah. So a new message actually will appear, right? So on the other hand, I also can toggle to the third message on the line. Right. So now the next actually will show the fourth channel actually using the voice call. Oh, I try to make a call. Yeah, you can see, right? Now I have this fourth incoming request. Concurrently, I see 4 available over here. Right. So this is actually a quick illustrations of what we meant about, Twilio Flex to handle multi-channel. Whereas your customer officers actually toggle between different channels, whatever your previous conversation was never lost. You can keep toggling. So you make your job even more efficient. Right. So this is actually a short demos about what actually Twilio Flex can do to help your business to create a cloud contact solutions. Next, so far we have actually illustrated the Twilio Flex as a solutions, cloud contact solutions to engage your customers. So now another question arises: how do we actually collect the data, the customer data, right? So next, this is where the next topics we actually discuss about. So nowadays, various business, being Netflix, Google, and Facebook messengers, like Instagrams, right? Every time we visit all these businesses, even Shopee, Lazada, in fact, we know that business actually are collecting the customer data along our journey onto their different platforms, right? Because nowadays data is the king, right? It's very crucial for business to actually better understand the customers so that they can provide personalized service to their customers. Imagine today when we are actually serving on Google to search for example, a furniture, a dining chair. Then later on, so you're actually searching for, let's say, 5-10 minutes. Later, actually, you went to visit YouTube. You can soon that, or actually go to Facebook. You can see that soon actually very fast, right? You have some relevant push advertisements from all these channels. How actually do they know? Actually, we all know that all these tech giants actually, when you visit the website, they are collecting what actually the data that what we actually browsing, so that they know what is our interest is, and then they actually can send us personalized. They can personalize our experience during the journey with their applications, right? So this is actually how nowadays business do, whereby by collecting the customer data, you unlock the opportunity to build a more customers, better relationship with your customers. The problem with this is, yes, we have various tools available in the market to collect sorry, am I showing the right windows? I think I'm just showing the wrong window. Give me a second. Yeah, so sorry. Let's come back to that. So nowadays, we have actually data available from different sources. You can have actually from Google Analytics. You can have First Messenger, your own mobile apps, your own e-commerce website, or even your company website. Yes, we are able to collect data from various different channels. Now the header is all this data was actually collected in a silo manner. We do not have a unified views about what is your single view of your customer data, how actually is their behavior. So it will a big hassle actually to consolidate and collect all this information into one single place. Finally, that's actually where we introduce another good product from Twilio, which is called Segments. What actually Segments does, actually Segment is a customer data platforms whereby it help you to actually to collect the customers' data easily, and then you can actually massage it or is it clean it before you actually to send it to the third-party integration to send to your target, to engage your customers' target audience, right? So what it means is like, just now I mentioned that we have our data from Google Analytics, we can have our internal database, our e-commerce website. You can actually channel all this data into the segments, and after which you can consider into one single customer profile views of the customer, right? So with having all this, after collecting all this customer data, you can have a better understanding about what is your customer data, the customer behavior. Actually, sorry, let me clarify about the differences between when we're talking about customer data, right? Over here, when we're talking about customer data, we are talking about customer behavior in addition to profile. What's the differences? Customer profile means the age, the names, the occupations, the average incomes of a customer. This is actually what we know as customer profile data, which is a lot of tools actually available in the market to collect it. But on the other hand, we also like to actually collect the customer behavior data. For example, when the customer go to your e-commerce website, how is their shopping journey? How fast actually they actually go into visit while browsing for a product? How soon they add the product to the cart? How do they actually, when, for example, on the other hand, if the customer actually leave your website without actually check out their shopping cart, what is the whole journey that leads them to abandon the cart? So this is all about what we mentioned about customer behavior data. How do they behave when they're using whichever channel you provided to interact with you? Be it using mobile apps, using the website, e-commerce websites, right? So this is what we actually are collecting also in addition to customer profile data, because customer profile data itself are not really enough and powerful nowadays actually to understand, to provide a personalized journey to the customers. So let's look at the examples, right? This is a mock-up e-commerce website. So along the way, customer visit your customer website and traverse and navigate through the different products. Right? You can actually configure such a way that an event is defined in the back end to send the data to segments to collect data. For example, they're shopping for a men's jacket. That events actually can be logged into your Twilio segments platforms. On the other hand, let's put another scenario on the last three small windows on the screens, right? Say you actually launch a new sign-up process and you would like to know why actually your sign-up rate is actually so low. That means that customer probably go to your sign-up form, but they didn't actually complete the sign-up form and they abandoned. So over here, you actually can configure and monitor your sign-up process to know, is it something that you can improve on your sign-up process? Is it too cumbersome or actually too lengthy or too time-consuming? That actually especially when it comes to this page or steps during the sign-up process, and that's where most of the public customer actually give out and walk away from the sign up process. And that actually give you some hints by collecting such information to improve, to get your user interface designer to improve your UI and improve the sign up process so that to have a better sign up rate with your product. And this is just one of the simple example how you can check the user behavior to actually help your business to improve the performance. So whilst collecting the customer data, right, you can actually, then what's as the next step you will be asked? So for example, after collecting all the purchase history from my internal inventory system, my sales systems, from Facebook Messenger, from Facebook, my Facebook page, my e-commerce website. So I consolidate all these into a Twilio segment, and then I'll find out the LTV, the lifetime value of the customer, or high net worth customer, or the first time purchase customer, right? So I can actually create different personas and group them into different categories. For example, for those first time customer, I would like actually to automate to send them the welcomes emails right after their first visits or first purchase, or actually I can make customize further that according to what the product they purchased during their first checkout, I may even send a personalized recommendations products to the clients so that thank you for your purchase for your men's jackets, right? These are a few others recommendations how they can be achieved, right? So first of all, we're collecting the data and then send it to the Twilio segments. After which we're using a feature inside that called no persona to group them into different categories. For example, I set the rules actually to compile a list of first time checkout user. After this list, I will integrate with a third-party system, for example, SendGrid, that actually allow my marketing teams, right, to send a targeted emails using the SendGrid. So this is how we can provide an end-to-end solution. And in the whole spectrum, where segment stand is actually in between to help you to consolidate and to have a unified views of your customers. So this actually what I mean is actually you make your whole interactions more meaningful, right? All this actually can be automated. You just need to set up once, and then when the data keep flowing in, the Twilio segment will process it and then push all this data to your integrated destinations, be it a SendGrid, or even you can send back actually to the Twilio Flex or Twilio platforms to actually to send a targeted marketing SMS or marketing emails, right? So now we come to my last slides on this part. This is just a high level view of what I've been talking so far, that all the wordings, right? Let's see in view in one whole images, one whole pictures, whatever. On the left hand side, you have different sources I mentioned, right? You have your website, be it your company website or your e-commerce website or your company website. You may have even your mobile apps, or you have some internal system running on your server, or some third-party CRM applications like Salesforce. You can actually integrate, configure in Twilio segment to feed all this information into segments. After which you'll be processed, and once you process, you generate different groups of customer like high net worth customer, HNW, LTV customer, first purchase, abandoned checkout, no purchase for the last 30 days, first one, those customers who actually purchase 500,000 over the last 10 years, for example, or 5 years, for example, right? So you can actually generate a customer into different group and then send to a different destination. Be it you can actually channel it to your Facebook advertisement, Google advertisement, Facebook messengers, or even you can send back it to a CRM again for your marketing team to engage your customer effectively. So this is how segment work in the whole spectrums. Thank you. So far, I will come to my end for my presentations. Next, my colleagues Ken will actually take over to share with you some of our customer success stories. Ken, to you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, Wei King, for giving the demonstrations as well as actually a walkthrough on how Twilio segments customer data platform it works. So we can actually hear from the two topics that we can mention. A few things which I actually pick it up is to improve the customer experience through customer engagement. This could be actually done through how personalized information. So and also what the second thing which I actually can actually catch hold of was in fact having that enablement to your call center agent in order to actually to empower them, to really engage your customer better, with through, a very powerful user interface that could actually help them, to do their job better and to actually improve, the customer experience, to help the businesses. Yeah. So, yeah, So what I wanted to actually share right now, is that the customer success story, that from Twilio. Right. Hope that you can see my screen while it's actually loading from my end. Yep. Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, this is the customer success story. So I would like to actually talk about two customer success story, which is two use case. The first one of them is actually Electrolux. Electrolux, I believe that the audience will be very familiar with this white goods manufacturer. So basically, just something about Electrolux is actually a global leader in home and kitchen appliances. I use that as well. I believe that you use it or not use the other one, right? In more than 150 markets, globally. So as a global company, Electrolux, do have challenges as well because you can see that the manufacturing company was actually get hit hard, during COVID periods. Not only the businesses, but also, their staff and also the operation. So what happened is that, right, the challenges that it was because during COVID and they have to actually go back to the office to work, but because of COVID, right, everyone has stayed at home. So what happened is the challenge that I actually identified is that, right, there's actually no integration, between their communication platform as well as their customer data platform. So as a result, they are actually using, like what I mentioned in the earlier call, in the earlier slides, right? There was a lot of legacy and disparate systems, they are actually implementing in the different multiple countries. So actually, this leads to actually overall increased operation costs, in all the different countries. So they came to Twilio, you know, to look for, Twilio, for a solution to integrate their contact center solution and transit from the existing traditional contact center on premise to a cloud-based contact center, with zero downtime. And they need zero downtime because of the operation worldwide. So this is how a cloud contact center with SLA of 99.9% is able to help them. So what does it actually do? So actually Twilio Flex, it provide a single user interface. We provide both their agents, which is actually working from home, during COVID period, to actually have a direct streamlined view, of the customer, and also customer information, while they are working from home and also while they are working in the office. So this is seamless to them. So actually this allows, skill-based routing intelligence, which I actually mentioned, to actually empower their call center agent to actually support their client better. So actually they emerge stronger, after which, uh, from there onwards. Yeah. So that's actually a very good success case story. Yeah. So the next one, right? The next one is actually Shopify. So Shopify is actually a Canadian-based MNC e-commerce companies that offers online retailers about the process of running online store, for SMB customers. So they basically support a B2B2B, right? And the challenges that the Shopify have is actually as they expanded, right? Their legacy systems are unable to actually keep up, with all the different disparate tools, which actually includes the needs, to actually have a lot of patchwork in their contact center to do a lot of customizations, and also to do that. And this actually lead to, more cost, in building connectors, change requests, service requests, by their contact center support specialists. because those things need to be updated in order to support their e-commerce customers, who are running their stores online. So they came to actually Twilio, to roll out, a much more flexibility system that actually could help them in this way, so that they could have their skill-based routing as well as actually IVR, and contextual pop-up in a single user interface, so that this gives their agent background and also insight about the customer they are connected to, which is example would be the e-commerce customers, which are 10 and 100,000 of them. Yeah. And because these clients are actually relying on the websites, to build them. So what is that the result outcome of this? That their agents are able to give better information to their customer and also personalize each conversation. So this actually help Shopify and their e-commerce SMB customer to grow over time using Twilio Flex technology and also Twilio segments. Yeah. So I hope that this give you a little bit more insight about how Twilio Flex and Twilio segments actually could help you in your business. Yeah. So let me go to GoPomelo, service. How could we actually help you, in your customer contact center journey? So what we will do actually in this 4 phases, that right, we will actually help you to actually do assessments, for you, both business as well as technical, followed by a foundations on pilots, enablement, both your technical and your businesses, through very careful planning and analysis. After which, right, we will actually help you to launch your programs, with our project team member, through implementation or even migration from your legacy systems, to a modernized apps. This could be done through custom developments, from our actually Twilio engineering teams, and we could also help you in the day 2, like managing the projects, as well as providing management services through enhancement optimizations. This could be actually be achieved through that, and we provide you with an end-to-end kind of project journey that you could kind of find anywhere else, for any vendors out there. Yeah. So